Good morning. I'm going to talk about some stuff that bothered me over the last couple of days and how recovery has helped me. I struggled this whole week, like with myself, with insecurities, and then I struggled with this meeting, not the meeting itself, but I struggled with certain people that were being downright nasty to a specific meeting that doesn't identify as straight. And it hurt my heart. I have a child who is transitioning, or they're figuring that out. I'm supporting them, in the way that I find best, which is at her age, I don't believe she should take medication, and I don't believe she should go under any type of knife. I don't believe she should go to a doctor for it either. Everything else, they're more than welcome to project. And it's not how I grew up. It's not what I grew up believing. And there was a time in my life that I felt that was not the right way, that wasn't a good thing. But it's so easy for a person to have a view on a situation when it's not in their home, and then when it hits them in their home, a level of acceptance and understanding comes over. Because here's what I do know about being a parent. This is just for me. I don't know about anybody else. You support your kids, no matter what they believe in, no matter, for the most part. If they're going to harm somebody else, if they're going to inflict pain on somebody else, if they're going to physically hurt themselves, if they're going to inflict pain on themselves, but their feelings, their emotions, how they view their own sexual identity, it's my job as a parent, for me, to support them, to let them feel however they want to feel, and not be so self-righteous and all of that. And so I felt like the stuff I heard, and I'm not going to go into detail, was a direct attack on my current situation. And I felt like this is something that I am currently dealing with. So I made a commitment, which I'm going to stick to, that I'm going to be at this meeting. And I'm not going to go every week, but I am going to go every once in a while. And I'm going to show up, and I'm going to be there for them. And I know one of them, and I love her. She's amazing. And so I got really protective, and it's not my job to be protective. I know that. I'm not a bodyguard, and I'm nobody's protector, and I'm definitely not anybody's higher power. So there's that. And then yesterday happened, and Charlie Kirk died. And all this hate, rage, anger came out of me. I thought about, like, his kids saying, "Is Daddy gonna make it?" And their mom saying, "He's gonna be okay," until she couldn't anymore. I thought about people cheering while some man got shot, and their kids are there, and they're cheering, and they're clapping, almost like if somebody's head's getting cut off, and like the insurgents are fucking, not to compare, I know that sounded terrible right there, but and anybody who kills somebody else is a fucking insurgent, in my opinion. Let me put it that way. The people who clap or not, but I was struggling hard with it all day. The second I caught wind that I could put the flag half-mast, I did. I just thought of hate in this world, and how people could be so upset with somebody's opinions that they would shoot them. And I just thought it was not the way you handle things. Thought of that girl who stabbed in the train. That school shooting that happened. All this anger from the world. Like, what the fuck, people? I'm trying so hard to like go through the battles and do the right thing, and I make mistakes, but there's just things going on in the world right now that are just so hard to cope with, because it's like all this hate. I saw the picture of that girl looking up at that guy and the look of horror in her face. She bled there and died. It really attacked my, like, I want to help as many people as I can feeling. It just made me feel like fuck everybody. And maybe all I need to do is have my little fucking bubble, Olympia Chehalis, go to work, go home, and that's it. And maybe that's the right answer, I don't know. It was very tough yesterday. This whole week was like my bad behaviors leading into other people's bad behaviors, leading into people hating, leading into people killing. It's been a rough week. And then I'm at a meeting with anger, rage. I need it. I need to go into this meeting and I need to fucking like unload. And we read, and it works how and why. Step 6 about character defects. And it reminded me of the story. I've shared it before, but about the guy who takes that picture of the world and rips it up into little pieces and gives it to his son to put back together. And then his son puts it back together like within like an hour, gives it back like really quick, gives it back to his father. His father says, "Man, how'd you do that so quick?" And he said, "It was easy. I flipped all the pieces over and there was a picture. There was a picture of a man. I put the man back together and the world fixed itself." So, reading about character defects and how many I have right now currently, or then, and I share and then somebody else shares. And I feel like they're on the other side of the spectrum, the other side of my hate, the other side of my feelings. And what they share changes everything for me. And I felt like two people on different views were able to come together and just want to get fucking clean, want to stay clean. And it just took away it all. Well, a lot of it. I mean, clearly I'm still dealing with it. And then luckily I talked to somebody outside the meeting. And then I talked to that person and thanked them for their share. I don't think they realize how much they really helped me. And then I talked to my sponsor. And then I talked to my daughter. And then I talked to my son. And then I talked to another friend in recovery. They had some stuff going on and I was able to help them. All while, like, I was doing a fast yesterday, and you know what? I did it. I got 24 hours of no eating. I'm really proud of myself. I made it, which means I can do it again. I'm donating blood today, and I shared about, like, maybe I'm just struggling because I'm fasting, and a friend of mine in that meeting reached out and said, hey, if you're going to fast and donate blood, you need to eat. We listen to suggestions, right? So that's what I did. And it actually, I ate a steak. I went and got steak, ate a steak, ate potatoes, ate my brown rice and quinoa, and I mean, today I can't even explain how good my body feels because of it, which tells me that I need to do it more often, and I need to go on a longer one. If I'm so mad about people hating, then how shall I join in on that? And all that really, really matters is that those kids are not doing well today. That guy's wife is not doing well today. They'll see that for the rest of their life over and over and over again, and they'll have to cope with it somehow. We may have created a couple alcoholics or addicts. I hope not. I fucking truly do. I truly do. I pray for them that we didn't create, through hate, something terrible. I can understand if somebody goes into a war zone and does this and then gets killed. I do not believe that a university is considered a war zone. So I'm gonna have to deal with this for a little bit. I realize that. Just a little bit. And I feel guilty having gratitude in my life. And that's some fucking shit. I feel guilty, like, let's go to gratitudes for this dude. So I can be grateful that my kids are alive, and I'm alive. That my kids didn't have to be part of that. And that their father's better. That my job is good. And that going on my hike on the 20th. And I got this cool new shirt. My tattoo looks legit. That my journey's been amazing. That breathing. That I'm alive. That I'm taking care of myself. That I woke up and I wasn't loaded last night. I haven't got loaded in a while now. That I can say I haven't got loaded in a while now. That I'm not afraid to go into work because I'm sweating and scared they're going to know what I did. And my car is running. I have money in the bank. My bills are paid. a relationship with my exes, that we can co-parent and communicate properly. And I went into that meeting for the share last night. That I have a sponsor. That I love my job. That I have friends that I can lean on when things get bad. And that I've cultivated those relationships so they are good friends. That I'm not in the middle of a bad decision that I could have done, but I didn't. And that God loves me enough to always be there for me, even when times are tough. But steps aside when I have the strength to work through it myself, but doesn't leave me. God's right there. But God takes his hands away and says, all right, go. Like a bird falling, trying to learn how to fly. There to swoop me up just before I hit the ground. So I can experience what it's like to fucking work through it. And I'm doing good at my job. Then I got through a 24-hour fast. That there's food in the fridge and in the cupboards. That I bought my kids their shoes yesterday, so they have new shoes. They were excited about it today. And my kids love me. That's all I got.